The greatest battle you will ever fight is not in the world, it's actually in your mind. And if you do not know who you are, the world will tell you who to be. And once this happens, you become a reflection of people's expectation of you. You do not want that. So it has become extremely important for us as believers to fortify ourselves with the knowledge of who we are so that we can live in that reality daily. But the question is, who are you? In today's video, we're going to be exploring the concept of our identity using the greatest man that ever graced the face of the earth. And to spice it up, I'll be giving you these powerful scriptures that reveals your identity in Christ. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Amaka Praise, and here I talk about faith, love, and purpose. If you're new here, you're absolutely welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So the question, who are you? Recently, I came across a post that says, it is the divine that defines. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Because for me, that summarizes our core as humans. We all agree that man is a tripartite being with spirit, soul, and body, and every component of man is absolutely important. However, it is your spirit that makes you you, and that is why some would define man as a spirit that lives in a body and has a soul. Think of it as an orange with seeds, segments, juice. Every component of the orange has its purpose and is very important. However, the orange is primarily defined by its juice. When you enter the market to buy an orange, you are buying it for the juice primarily, not the skin, because eventually you are going to peel off the skin. Your body is like the orange skin, which is very important also, because there will be no juice without the skin. And then see your spirit as the orange juice. Let me tell you a very short story. There was a season in my life where I felt unworthy and spiritually unfit because I was overwhelmed with work. I was far from my Bible and I barely prayed. So that made me feel dry and somehow disconnected from God. Not because I was not attending church services and programs, but because I did not have a personal fellowship life. One day I had a revelation. I saw myself in a spiritual sin where I felt very powerless. I had zero chance at winning until God opened my eyes to one very deep insight. And He said to me, who you are and your strength in the spirit is not just about you. It's about who you have become in me. So my identity in Christ is received, not earned. It is first a DNA thing. It is not something that I worked for. So whatever happens after is to keep me aligned to that reality, not to change or redefine it. And for me, that changed everything. Strength enveloped me from nowhere, and eventually I overcame. This is the power of discovering your identity in Christ. What the devil wants to actually keep away from you is the revelation of your identity, because he knows that that is where your power lies. One person that I can think of that embodied his identity is Jesus in Matthew chapter 16 verse 13 to 18. When Jesus asked the question, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? It just tells me that Jesus already knew who he was, and whatever people thought of him would not discredit that reality. So he wasn't asking to be validated. He was asking to be sure that they have caught that revelation of him. And the feedback that Jesus got from his disciples tells me that people will always define you by their limited knowledge of you. When this happens, you have to understand that their knowledge of you does not in any way invalidate your true identity. So when those things begin to creep into your mind, especially if they do not align with God's definition of you, you have to be intentional about casting them down and then begin to realign your mind with who you truly are. But this can only happen if you have come into that revelation of your identity, of who you are. So when Peter finally responded correctly to who Jesus really was, the response of Jesus was that such insight could only come from God. And this confirms that it takes revelation to actually come into the knowledge of who you are in Christ. It's not something that you want to, try to understand with your human wisdom. And that is why I'm going to be giving you these powerful scriptures that reveals your identity in Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17, you are a new creation in Christ Jesus. Genesis 1:27, you are created in God's image. John chapter 1 verse 12, you have received power and authority to become the Son of God. Romans 8:16-17, you are the heir of God and co-heir with Christ. Ephesians 2 chapter 10 says that you are God's masterpiece created for his purpose. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9, you are chosen, you are royal, and you are set apart for God. Galatians chapter 2 verse 20, Christ lives in you. Philippians chapter 3 verse 20 confirms that you are a citizen of heaven. Matthew 5 verse 14 says you are the light of the world. These scriptures are not just written, they are written for your discovery. They are written for your edification. So I will encourage you to go back and begin to internalize them and then begin to see yourself walk in this reality. And I pray that you come into the fullness of everything that God has called you to be. And then you begin to walk in this light beyond what you have watched on this video today. God will begin to reveal himself to you in deeper dimensions. Because as you learn Christ, you also learn of yourself. As you learn of the authorities in Christ, you also learn of your own authority in Christ. I hope you were blessed by today's video. I'm just here to see you win. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in my next video.
If you are yet to like and hit that subscribe button, this is the best time to do it.
Here you go.